Okay, off the jump, I gotta give you this massive disclaimer, this dragon disclaimer. This could potentially be one of the weirdest videos in content that, as far as subject matter, that I've ever made, because I don't know. This is okay, so we're just gonna jump right into this. I want to ask you if you've ever heard of this so-called comic publisher called Terrific Productions, because we're gonna jump right in with this is just some weird shit. I don't know what to make of it. That's why I titled this Who or What is Terrific Productions. So we're gonna start with the Twitter, and I'll show you some screen caps and stuff from the Twitter, and this is just some weird shit. I don't know what's going on. I don't think a lot of people even understand what's going on, and we're just gonna see this just could be the most 2020 shit that just exists out there. So from their Twitter account, Terrific Productions, quote, "The next revolution in comics," all caps, "the first major comic company built by fans, serving fans of America's fastest growing comics publisher, saving the industry." That's what their bio says. That's their Twitter account. As far as anything else, this is all that exists from them. There are, and I recommend just going and check them out. Go check out their Twitter account and just see. You can even search them, and you can see all the people talking about them, and they just absolutely insane tweets. And you would almost, I had this thought before I sat down to record this video. I was thinking, what if they're not even real? Like, what if this is just like a bot that somebody just created to produce these insane tweets and just this constant just barrage of nonsense, and that's why there's nothing to show for it, because there's absolutely nothing there. They have an email, which is submissions@terrificproduction.com. If you follow terrificproduction.com, it leads you absolutely nowhere. There's no website. I don't know if there ever was, but it doesn't lead you anywhere now. So honestly, like, I wanted to do this video just because every time I see somebody I see like comic pros talking about them and just responding to something that they said, or quote retweeting something that they said and just responding to them. I'm always constantly amused, and I just wanted to bring this on to you, because if you hadn't heard about this is just some funny shit going on. And I'm gonna screen cap and throw up a bunch of their tweets and read a bunch of their stuff. But they're apparently just this comic publisher that's never created a comic book, as far as we know. As far as I know, I've never seen anything. The Twitter account has never shown any art, not a single panel, page, book, a title. I think there might have been at least one or two titles out there. No creative teams that they've worked with. It's just, again, their tweets are just a constant barrage of absolute nonsense, quote, or spouting about saving the industry, being the comic industry's savior. And it's just absolutely insane. People are saying they're saving the industry one gift at a time, I thought that was hilarious, because that's all their Twitter account is. There has never been a single drop of art. Nothing shown on their Twitter account. Again, I haven't even checked Facebook or Instagram, but I imagine it couldn't be anything more, because it's probably the best way to do this. But apparently they've been going on. They joined Twitter 2019, so just over a year ago, and absolutely nothing to show for it. So all this talk about saving the industry, you don't have any books. You're a comic publisher who doesn't have any books. You never published anything. You've never shown anything. Again, no creative teams. There are only names that have ever been shown are, besides them just responding to people asking who the hell they are and just questions like that, are the people apparently behind the company. But that's it. Just a couple names, and there's absolutely nothing else. So I just thought this was just, every time I see this account and just see what the hell's going on, I'm just always amused. And you can see, even as I say this, I just have this big stupid grin on my face. So I want to read you some of their tweets, because this is in their pinned tweet, Prez message, because a lot of their tweets start like that. Prez message, new record followers, 1257. It's a great day to start again. Join us on our journey to produce a world of excitement that brings you into incredible adventures You get to be the first to experience the birth of a universe that you only thought you knew from childhood. Just one, and pretty vague. But if you put, like, if you released a bunch of stuff to follow that up with, like a bunch of titles, some creative teams, and just your vision for publishing and how you want to navigate the comic book industry and how you want to help steer the comic book industry, that could carry a lot more weight if you did that. But instead, we just got this random gift. And another one, my wonderful, terrifically legend, we expect to be at 28,000 sometime today, which is terrifically and beyond. We believe that our graphic novels will be picked up by people with interest in comics, games, films, 1990s nostalgia. Every viewer can retell our origin story. But that's a response to their own tweet, that pin tweet. So their pin, like, there's just them responding to the tweet, and it's just this long string of tweets. If you are a new or an old follower, you can begin to see how step-by-step Terrific Production is executing its plan despite COVID-19 on its plan to expand the comic industry that is controlled by the big two. We are bringing new people in gaming, music, cosplay, action figures, all hashtag. But again, all the stuff you want to do for the comic industry, you should probably start by, I don't know, making a book, produce some books. What are, like, publish some books, talk about some of the books, never shown any art. There's nothing to show for it. Like, it's absolute madness what this thing is. And I swear, I would not be surprised at all if this is not even real. If there's just absolutely nothing behind it. And, I mean, like, not real as in, like, it was actually like a bot account or something like that created just to kind of spew this shit because there's absolutely nothing to show for it. Not real as in, like, them not publishing comics, because that's clearly what they're doing. So that part is them being real, not real, is actually true. And here's another one. To become a global entertainment powerhouse, Terrific Production must be Terrific Production must be able to play on a global stage and take advantage of fruits of AI and data analytics if we are able to find the new comics video games customer. Which is just a weird way to compose a tweet, again, because what are you trying to do? And you can't say you're trying to reach these other audiences without still, again, going back to the key point of being a comic publisher, publishing books. You can't reach anybody with books if there are no books. No books, no people, no people, no books. I don't understand what's the math there. Somebody tell me. Somebody explain. And I'm also curious why I wanted to bring this to you. I just wanted to hear what everybody else's thoughts on this would be. If you've never heard of this before, if you're not just in tune with social media, especially Twitter, then there's probably just never heard of this. And sometimes maybe you have even just come across it briefly. I don't know if anybody else has ever talked about this on YouTube. So I just wanted to spread this and to share this and get other people's opinions and kind of gauge where they stand with this. Maybe if you have a sense of humor like me, you would just find this absolutely amazing and confusing at the same time, because that's exactly where I am with this right now. Now hold on to your butts, because the next set of tweets that I'm about to share are just pure fucking gold. Chef's kiss, all that stuff. So listen to these. Number one, we are the first publisher that has stated unequivocally that our mission is to be fan first versus other public companies who place investors and artists before the fan. We love you. Number two, we are the first publisher that has stated unequivocally that artists need the security of a monthly stipend if they are to do their best work, plus royalty, so they can be secure. Now, honestly, in full transparency, that statement by itself isn't that bad. Like, this is just making sure more artists are secure financially while they work in this field. Now, that by itself, I have to be completely honest. That's not that bad. That's something that just the comic industry is it's just been set up so people are just not well off enough like that, or are not secured enough like that. So that's why there are a lot of issues with payment, and then royalties are a separate issue. But when you're talking about work for hire and working for like other people's properties, then like that's just kind of the business. That's just the way the industry has been set up. So that I kind of have to give them that a little bit. Number 3, we are the first publisher that has stated unequivocally that our comic fan, #comic fan, decide what you make. I don't know. IP only provides an advanced stipend to get the work done. Then there's like exclamation points in the middle of a sentence. I don't understand that one. Number 4, we are the first publisher that has created a universe combining old and new superhero IP, are second to none, that our smaller size is an advantage over giants hemorrhaging. I don't know what that tweet means. I don't understand. Like, that doesn't mean anything, especially when you haven't done anything, when you never showed a single league of art, a story idea, concept, creative team. There's absolutely nothing to show. So what are you talking about? What world? You can't have a world. So the next one, we are the only publisher that shares zero blame for the coming collapse of the comics industry. Fans, comic artists must take a hard look at shenanigans that caused the fall. What the entire fuck are you talking about? Seriously, there's absolute insanity. Yes, you share. Actually, you know what? There's something true in there. You share zero blame because you are a publisher who's never published a book. So a publisher who's never published a comic book has no stake or can take no blame in the comic publishing industry. So that right there, you're excluded. Like, oh yeah, is it zero exclusions? Exclusions apply. Terrific Productions is an exclusion because they've never done anything. Next up, we're the first publisher that unequivocally, with fan support and our great new and older IP, has the capacity to save the industry. That one just left me. Honestly, when I first read that one, I didn't know what to say. I just kind of looked at it, and this is absolute insanity. That what is happening in the world? Sometimes you just see something, maybe you read something, watch something, and you just kind of look and you don't know how to process. Like, what? Why? What are you talking about? That's what this Twitter account is. And some of the tweets, like the way they're constructed, I'm like, all right, this can't be real. Like, I don't know. You can't be a publisher and type like this. Now, you could say maybe they're not English. Okay, now you could absolutely give people for whom English isn't their first language, because English, like learning the English language and the rules that the English language has constructed on, and it goes by, are absolute garbage. And I know that because even though English is my first language, I've learned other languages, and I know, like, looking at how those rules are set up and how those other languages operate, you're like, okay, like these rules, and you look at the way English does. It's absolutely stupid. So I can understand that if this was somebody who, or whoever was composing these tweets, was not a English as a first language person. So, but if they're not, they don't understand how this, like, there's like sense of composition. It's absolutely insane, especially for a comic publisher, because you have to write, like, it's do something. But then you just, like, everything else, like, just this, I don't know, something about the structure. It honestly, so now I'm kind of leaning back to this is probably a bot account that was set up by the person who runs Terrific Productions, if it's actually a company, because it's everything about it is just bizarre, just how the tweets work. But then there's also, what also confuses me is there are people who say, oh yeah, they're a scam, like these creators who say, oh yeah, they're a scam and don't work for them, don't do this. But I don't understand how the scam, like how it actually worked, because if you were contracted by them and they talked about like all these contracts and artists should be this, and you should have artists, with contract artists yearly, annually. So people are saying they're a scam. That means you have to have done something. So what did these people do? Because they've never shown anything. So what are they? Is it just like they're pulled in for them, like they were contracted to do some art or just create something, and it was used for another company, like another project that wasn't related to Terrific Productions? I don't understand this, and I was like, damn near you got to throw on a journalistic hat for this, because there's just, it's almost like when you're, again, like journalists, when you're digging through like companies and trying to find who really runs something, and like you may have to go through shell companies, follow the paper trail, follow the money trail, and do all this weird puzzle solving stuff, mystery work, because I don't understand how their scam works. Like, somebody has to connect it for me, because how are they getting scammed? What are they doing? So, because Terrific Productions themselves have never, again, they've never shown anything. I probably said that multiple times in this video, and that's okay. But I don't understand. It's just absolutely mind blowing that what is happening in this world. It's just, I think the best visualization of this is, think about Mike Del Mundo's art, one of my favorite artists, and how he does all this fantastic, like the psychedelic work. He's just like, wow, how does he do this? Like, how does he visualize this stuff? Their Twitter account is run like that, like something like crazy psychedelic, and you can't understand it. Now his art, obviously I can understand it. I just wanted something that gives you like a visual, a bit of a better visual to understand my frame of thought with that reference. So I'm not trying to disrespect Mike Del Mundo, because I love his art. He's a fantastic artist. I'm just thinking like, dude, that's just how they appear to be working in the world in reality. So they're just kind of bizarre. But anyways, that's that. I just wanted to talk about Terrific Productions and this quote unquote savior of the industry, saving the comic book industry one bizarre tweet after another, one bizarre tweet at a time, and just the absolute insanity that comes from them. Again, I've never seen anything from them. The Twitter or the website attached to the email that's in their bio doesn't lead anywhere. It leads dead, absolute dead end, internet dead end. So I don't know. I just wanted to share this because I think that every time I see them, it's just absolute. It just amuses the hell out of me, and I wanted to see get other people's opinions on this. If you've come across this, if this is the first time you've ever heard of them, what do you think of it? Is it just absolutely bizarre to you? Is it funny to you? And let me know in the comments below. That's Terrific Productions, whatever the hell they are. Saving the industry apparently, but behind the scenes, without actually the first, you know what? That'd be the first comic publisher to save the comic industry without doing anything. So that's that. Just some absolute insanity, and just comics again. Comics has to offer a lot. There's just plenty out there, and this is just one of those, you gotta take the good with the bad, and that's where Terrific Productions, not Terrific Productions, Terrific Production lies. So that's that. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Happy reading, happy hunting, happy collecting. This is GENOTHADRAGON. Thanks for watching, and peace out.